working remote in Roatan, Honduras, and your internet connection. Lots of questions about the internet, and we have lots of options. I just had Starlink installed. When I say installed, it's still sitting on a box in my yard, but that was a nice quick order it. The devices were 50% off. My speeds have been really great. My children can stream whatever high definition thing that they want. So I recently switched over to Starlink last year, which has been, maybe game changer is the wrong thing. I just like that it's so super easy, and it's been for me very, very reliable. We do have fiber that goes from Roatan to the mainland and then through Central America. So we do have those fiber lines if you can get them installed at your property. So that's a big if, really depends on where you're at. Installs for, prices for like any type of fiber tend to be anywhere from 60 to 100, and the sky's the limit on what kind of plan you can have. The fiber is very good when there's no construction. There's a lot of construction on the road right now, so everything's kind of a caveat. That's one of the reasons why I switched over to Starlink. One, it was just the ease, the accessibility. Speeds have been really great. I'm able to do anything that I want, and the thing that takes up the most data are my two children with their high definition shows and video games and computer games and all the things. And Starlink, I pay 1,500 limps, so it's about $55 or so a month. Maybe $60. So I find it very affordable option. And then we also just have, we have basically anything you can get anywhere else. We have it here too. Then you also have the mobile plans, like your Tigo and Claro are the two cell service carriers here where you can buy data packages. So you can also just buy minutes. You can buy different levels of service, which are nice. A lot of those are just pay and go. And it's fairly inexpensive. I pay around $10 every 1 week for about 7 gigs, which I send to Blitz through Fast. I also use a US carrier as well. I use a dual SIM card, and I've switched from Verizon to T-Mobile. I think they both work the same. One uses Tigo, one uses Claro, just the different service carriers. I think it's around $56 a month for, I think I get 10 gigs, which lasts me about 3 days before I run out of the unlimited, and then it goes to a limited package. But I use all of those for a backup in case the power goes out or the fiber line goes out or something of that nature, which does not happen very often, except for the caveat of the roads being ripped up. So all those buried lines sometimes are getting knocked a little bit more than they used to. They are doing a very good job. They are fixing it. But if you are working down here, you want to look professional. That's one of the reasons why I like the Starlink. It's more in my control than anyone else's, but then I guess I should say the sky is the control. It's been very, very good here, but I do have the backups with the cell carriers, and I do have I have 3, because I have Claro, Tigo, and then I also have T-Mobile. So I never run into issues because I have basically four lines. Some are more expensive than others to use. The T-Mobile is the most expensive because of the international rates, but anyway, I digress. So that you do have many, many options if you are considering internet for working remote, and it is consistent. You also have the option to, what I used to do is I have a battery backup that lasts around 4 to 8 hours, depending on which backup, and I put my internet connection in there just in case power goes out. Power doesn't really go out that much anymore, except the caveat again about the road. So once this darn road is done, which is in just a couple months, it's going to be amazing once maybe we put some tumulos or speed bumps in there. But anyway, I digress again. So the battery backups in case the power goes out, but then if the power goes out, you keep your cell signal. So keep your stuff charged. Really not a big deal. I never have any issues with it, but it's nice that I have multiple backups, and I do have 3 carriers because sometimes the carriers aren't working. So that's another thing. Just like, where I'm from in Colorado, it's like half the time T-Mobile would work, half the time Verizon would work. It's kind of the same here. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you ever have any questions, my door is always open.